In order to see your recorded data on your computer, you first need to register your detour at backtrackdetour.com. You will need your serial number for this. After you have registered, you can download the software as shown in the screen snapshot. First download Adobe Air and then the Detour application. Although Adobe no longer supports Adobe Air for Linux, it still works on my Ubuntu desktop. Go to the website shown to download version 2.6 for Linux. Once you download the software properly, you will see a Backtrack Detour icon on the screen. Now connect your Detour to your computer using the USB connector. Turn on the Detour, then click on the Detour icon. The computer will ask you if you want to remove the recorded tracks from your Detour device or not. When the application has uploaded the data, you can simply unplug the USB connector from the Detour. You will now see something like the current display, which shows you your most recent trip. The main panel is nicely integrated with Google Maps and has an intuitive interface that allows you to drag the view with your mouse, zoom in, and select the type of view you would like, such as satellite view. The left side has a list of your downloaded tracks. You can select which tracks you want to display. In this picture, I'm showing 3 trips with a satellite view. Finally, let's show how we use the user interface. Let's click to Satellite View, and let's go to where we started the trip, signified by the green figure here. Click in just like we would with Google Maps. This is the Walmart, and in fact you can see that we started at the corner of the Walmart parking lot. Let's zoom back out and look at the trip. Okay, this is a fairly hilly region and a pass that we went up in order to get to our destination, signified by the red figure. We click on that, zoom in, and we can see the parking lot where we parked. This Google image is not quite up to date because it doesn't show the shack that we showed in the previous videos. If you look at this image, it looks as if I drove off-road, but that's not the case. So there's some discrepancy here, and most of it appears to be with Google Maps. If you click the hybrid button, this will show you where Google believes the road to be, which does not line up with the satellite image. So if we look at where Google thinks the road is, then we are in fact driving along the right hand side of the road, except for some little error here, which is probably due to the Detour device. All in all, however, the Detour device shows a pretty good job showing that I was driving along the right hand side of the road, which in fact is correct. Now we get to the final feature. At the bottom is a long rectangular button. If you click on it, you can get a graph of speed, temperature, and elevation. You can choose 2 of the 3 quantities to graph at once. Elevation, temperature, or speed. Again, elevation, temperature, or speed. The horizontal axis can be in distance or elapsed time. I'll keep it as distance. Okay, during our drive, we started at an elevation of 7,200 feet to about 8,260 feet, crossing a ridge with an elevation of 8,640 feet. And that's very close to what we're seeing here. Okay, in fact, it's saying about 8,653, 8,648, but that's very accurate compared to what it is supposed to be. Okay, and then as I said, we come back down in elevation. Okay, let's also look at the speed. Now we can display 2 graphs at once, but it's easier to look at just one at a time. Okay, since we're on a highway with a speed limit of 75 miles an hour, we stayed slightly below the speed limit during the trip, and you can see that we're at 70.8 miles an hour, 72 miles an hour, 72.1, 72. So this test on the highway serves to see how accurate the GPS device is for both elevation and speed. In summary, I'd say that this new detour device performs as expected. I like the additional features of being able to see the temperature, the elevation, and my speed. I also like the ability to be able to record all that information and upload it to my computer and see this all using Google Maps. It's a lot of fun and it seems to be quite accurate.